So Scorpio, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person that you might be connecting with during this time frame. Keep in mind that the reading is general, so it could be intimate or platonic, and it can also be interchangeable. So let's go ahead and see what kind of energy you have coming up for you in mid-August. The shared energy here, Scorpio, is the square and the third house of perception. So I feel like, there may be a challenge here, Scorpio, during this time period, and really what the challenge is all about is perception, and perception of self, perception of others, perception of this person, their perception of you, etc., etc. There may be, a bit of back and forth here during this time period, or a change in perception for some of you. This could be through social media, communications, discussions that you're having with this person or other people. But there's this sense of kind of feeling a bit frustrated, and yet wanting to kind of work this through, wanting to allow this to motivate you as opposed to, bring you down. And this card also talks about reconciling the facts, or for some of you, reconciliation. But perception has a lot to do with it, Scorpio, and communication. So this would be an interesting read as to how this plays out. And let's go ahead and get started. So, let me make those there. So, perception. Or I'm sorry, not perception, overall energy, Scorpio, 8 of Wands. So there's that communication card again. It's all about the way in which you communicate, and that's really being highlighted during this time period, with the third house here and then the 8 of Wands. So I feel like you've kind of been on this journey, right, Scorpio, of overcoming a lot of challenges and kind of taking a step back and looking at the way that you're thinking about something, or the way that you are viewing this connection. This person is in the 8 of Swords. So here you are in this more forward momentum energy, or wanting communication type of energy, or wanting that dialogue. And this person's more in this restrictive mode of, they may be restricting communication with you, Scorpio, or all up in their head about it, or there's some sort of restriction here. It could be that this person has a very narrow view of their perception of you, meaning they've made their mind up based on a couple interactions with you, and that's where they stay, and that's what they think, and then that's what they think, and then that's what they think. It could be a very restrictive mindset as well. So I could see how that could be a challenge, especially if you felt like that this person's perception was not correct to who you genuinely are. So let's see what the recent past energy is here for you, Scorpio. What the past energy is. You have the Page of Wands, the 7 of Cups. This is recent past energy, Queen of Wands in the reverse. And then the Ace of Cups. So, Scorpio, in the recent past, there's been a bit of confusion as to where to begin. You know what I'm saying? With the 7 of Cups and the Page of Wands here. Not really feeling creatively interested in pursuing anything. That might have been the energy that you were in the past, but yet at the same time, you may have been feeling a lot of emotion, but not really acting on it, or there's some confusion as to where do I even begin is the phrase that keeps coming to my mind. It's well, do I choose this or this or this or this or this? And I'm not really sure what's the most correct way to move forward here. And then also not really feeling creatively inclined either to really try anything different or do anything different. You might have been struggling with self-esteem and self-love in the past, Scorpio. And You know, and or you could have been dealing with this person who might have been struggling with that, being able to tap into their self-love. But I think that it's more than likely both, but take it as it resonates. But yeah, that's kind of what I feel the recent past energy is over here. We have a huge storm rolling in, and if I could easily flip my camera so you could see on my window, I would show it to you. So I'm going to continue to do the reading anyways, but if it starts lightning outside, I'll have to pause it. So we'll see. This person's recent past is the Seven of Cups. That's so interesting because you had the Seven of Cups. So then King of Wands, and then the Two of Swords and Strength. So, you know, Scorpio, this person in the recent past had some confusion as well, you know, as to what the most right choice was for them. This person may have chosen someone else with the King of Wands showing up here, and or they just were emotionally confused about whether to be distant, to be cold, to be warm, to be inviting, to give attention, to not give attention, to be strong, to not be strong, you know. And I think that because of that mixture of thought, they actually ended up doing nothing for a lot of you, or restricting, you know, what they were showing to you. Choosing words carefully is the phrase that came to mind, you know. And I think that this person was battling with some major uncertainties in the past. However, I do see that they made a decision that they still kind of struggle with a little bit, but yeah, they're confident in that decision, or at least they were in the recent past. So it's so weird, Scorpio. I'm so happy this is happening for your reading because you can appreciate it. So you're going to see my light change because there is such a, the cloud coverage is so dark. It's literally coming closer and closer. It's going to get darker and darker in here, which you can appreciate that, right? So perception. Now keep in mind that perception is in the eye of the beholder. But you know, it's your truth. So we'll start there and then we'll go to genuine emotion. So Queen of Swords, King of Swords in the reverse is your perception. Five of Wands in the reverse. One more. And then Six of Wands in the reverse. So Scorpio, your perception of this person or this connection is that, you know, there's a lot of thought, but not a lot of talk, you know, like it's, you know, I feel like you and this person may have had trouble communicating with each other what you're thinking, or refusing to communicate what you're thinking, or there's a blockage there, right? Because whether you're masculine or feminine, it is a difference of opinion here. A different way of thinking about the connection that has some sort of separation here. You know, I feel like you see that this can be a struggle to get this person's attention, Scorpio, and because there's a sense of detachment here, not seeing eye to eye, not being able to figure out where this person's head is at and what they're thinking. And with Scorpio, you know, you don't take uncalculated risks as a Scorpio. So you're not going to throw it out there if you're uncertain about even what this person feels or thinks, you know, and you're certainly not going to chase, right? Because, you know, Scorpios don't chase. They just don't. So if it's someone's being inattentive towards you, or, you know, getting attention elsewhere even, or you feel it's a struggle to maintain that attention, then you'll turn your attention elsewhere. And or vice versa, this person does that. And it can be both. This could be like one of those weird standoffs where both are trying to be inattentive to the other in the hopes that it gets their attention, so to speak. So let's see what this person's perception is, and that'll tell us everything as to whether your perception is on board with theirs. So they have when they think of the connection, they have the 8 of Cups here, Scorpio. 6 of Cups. Justice. Give me one more. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Yes. So you had the Queen of Swords in how you saw them. They have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So, like I said, I felt that that might be an issue on both sides, right? And then they kind of see you the same way. This person views you as walking away from the connection and, you know, feeling very justified in it. I feel like that made this person very sad, you know, or there's an element here of wishing that things were better, you know, in a sense, wishing for the past, but then at the same time feeling justified in cutting the connection off and or cutting the emotion off, right? Because they're in restrictive mode here, Scorpio. So it's like there's this back and forth between what emotionally they feel and what logically they feel is the truth. And I think that was, you know, what I was picking up earlier, where someone has a very narrow perception of the other person, or a narrow perception of someone's persona or what's possible within that persona. And so it's like they don't honor the emotion because of the perception or the perceived challenges within the connection. And like I said, that can be vice versa, because you kind of feel like this person's a bit challenging to get or keep their attention. Well, this person feels that it's a challenge to, you know, communicate, you know. So they feel very justified in their actions. They feel very justified in their decisions because of that. So that was perception, and now we're going to go into genuine emotion. So how do you feel underneath all of that? How do you feel under the surface? You know, what are you genuinely hoping for? That type of energy. The Knight of Swords, the Moon. I have a song in my head. I've been dreaming about you. Is that from the 80s? I don't know the name of the song, and that's the only lyric I know in the whole song. But I've been dreaming about you. So you may have dreams about this person, or you have dreamt about things imaginatively with this person, something like that. So you know, and how you feel, I think that you feel very emotionally, it gets to you that there is no ability to say what you actually want to say, or it gets to you when this person restricts themselves. But I think there's a lot of like, well, put my attention elsewhere. You know, I just genuinely want to do my own thing then, and I'll bury that emotion, and I'm okay with that, you know, because you don't want to be led astray by it. But at the same time, it's a slow road, you know, it is a movement forward, but you're carrying the emotional weight with you into your next chapter. So that's a caution, Scorpio, that, you know, when we carry that emotional weight of the past into our present, then it tends to repeat itself in the future. So just cautious with that type of energy. But it's just like, you don't really want to talk about what you're feeling. You'd rather just distract yourself and, you know, and yet you feel drawn towards the emotion again. So it's like this. It's like distraction, distraction, distraction. Oh yeah, there's those emotions again. Okay. Distraction, distraction, distraction. Oh yeah, there's those emotions again. You know, like I said, you buried it. And that's not necessarily a negative thing for the sign of Scorpio, because you're a fixed water element. So you can feel those depths of those emotions and bury them, so to speak, and still be able to, you know, live a pretty content life, you know, because you can handle carrying that. But you would probably feel a lot lighter if you just released that, so to speak. And I know easier said than done, but I feel like Scorpio, you know, continue to put time and energy and focus towards the things that build you up. And when the emotion comes up, you know, don't ignore it, acknowledge it. Acknowledgement is important. And then let it pass. And if it keeps coming up, and it keeps coming up, and it keeps coming up, then maybe you do need to communicate, you know, so that you can move forward, right? So maybe you do need to have this challenging conversation so that you can move forward in peace. I see that you emotionally, you don't really want to do that. So don't do it if you don't want to do it. But it may help lighten the load for those of you who do. Some of you do, but you just feel like you can't. You can't, and it could be because this person has restricted communication from you. But, you know, in this day and age, Scorpio, there's so many different ways to communicate and means of ways to communicate that, you know, can't is a really strong word, and that you probably could. It's just you feel you can't. Does that make sense? For a lot of you. So what does this person genuinely feel? What do they genuinely want? 8 of Wands. So they want communication. They restrict it, but they want it because it's right here and it's showing up in how they genuinely feel. And then it's followed by the 4 of Swords, which is quiet. They want quiet communication. Oh, okay. I don't think that was the right word. Peaceful communication. Yeah. Or secretive communication for some of you. But I feel like it's they want an opportunity to speak on things that haven't been spoken on before, okay? Or they want you to speak on things that you have yet to speak on or that you have silenced before. Oh my gosh, I only wanted one more card and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this person genuinely wants your attention. You know, they genuinely want the surprise of, you know, a relationship for some of you, or a commitment, or, you know, whatever this is, attraction. So I feel like this person is genuinely attracted to you if this is intimate, and they kind of go back and forth between the attraction and the commitment, whether that's like the attraction and yet not wanting to be committed, or there's an attraction but they're committed elsewhere, or there's an attraction but there's a but here. That's the point that I'm trying to make, you know. There's a and or here, you know. It's like, yeah, I genuinely want, you know, that the knowledge of this person's affection or attention. Yeah, that's what they genuinely want, whether they show it or not, right? So I feel like this person, they don't want to feel silenced. They don't want to feel like they can't say what they want, or that they can't speak. even though they restrict themselves. But I feel like that's probably because this person doesn't feel that you will accept what they have to say, or you may feel that way, and that's the energy you're giving off. And yet there's a need for attention. So it's so funny because in your perception of the connection, you felt that it was kind of a struggle to get this person's attention, but you have all of their attention. All of it. You know, or vice versa. This person could have felt like it was difficult to get your attention, not knowing that they have all of your attention. They have all of your attention. Or both. You both could be doing the same thing. So that is what I said earlier, and your perceptions proved that you both were kind of in the same energetic place, and then now here in the emotional self, I can see that again. So this is a good story of you get what you give, you know, that type of energy. Both parties wanting to get more than they're giving, you know. And maybe justifiably so, right? So in your genuine hopes, you have the Hanged Man and the Death card. Well, this is your energy. I'm sure you guys can hear the rain. It's starting to storm. So I feel like Scorpio, you're genuinely hoping to have this like aha moment, to have this enlightenment, to see the truth without actually having to make it evident that you're looking for the truth. Does that make sense? So I see that you're hoping to get another perspective here. All right. And what is this person's genuine hopes? The Wheel. So this person is hoping that things work in their favor, you know, that karma comes around, that divine timing is here, that you come around for some of them. So let's see, this Pewson. Sorry. This person. Let's see. Your future energy. Gosh, Scorpio, I can't get my words out. Let's see, your future energy. Now, keep in mind the future energies can be changed with free will. Okay, so I'm just giving you a snapshot of the most likely outcome based on what I see today. But you have the choice, you know. So, future energy for Scorpio is the Four of Cups, the Wheel, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Give me one more. Why is the Five of Cups? There's the Two of Cups in the reverse. So I feel that my heart dropped. Like all of the energy changed. So I feel like Scorpio, some of you have really let this get to you emotionally. Okay. You may have tried to detach from this multiple times, or you go through periods of detachment. Like I said, I saw like someone getting occupied, and then once they're done being occupied, the emotion comes back. So I feel like there's this sense of consistently trying to detach yourself from the emotion and detach yourself from the emotion and detach yourself from the emotion, and then it keeps coming back around, and then that causes you to think about it even more, because when something keeps coming back, or you know, we're trying to move forward and something keeps, you know, pulling us in that direction, it intrigues our mind naturally to want to know why that is, and, you know, to look into it further. For some of you, you could be looking into this person, quite literally studying up on them, you know, checking out their social media, and, you know, your perception is being a bit skewed by that, because I feel for a lot of you, there's not direct communication. But even if you're sitting next to this person, and some of you, this is someone you're currently with, they're not telling you everything, and so you are searching into it, right? Because it's piqued interest. But either way, whether they're in your life or not, there's a sense of feeling a bit drained emotionally, and some of you feel a very strong connection with this person, and some of you feel you have lost this connection, and you're just trying to figure out like the why and what did I need, trying to make sense of it, you know. There's a sense of disconnection here, okay? And somebody feeling at a loss. So let me see what this person's energy is, and that'll give us a bigger picture of why this is. So, Scorpio, what is this person's most likely future outcome for Scorpio? The Empress, the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, and then I'm going to catch my hair on fire with this candle. Wouldn't that be a reading? Anyways, the Knight of Wands and the Emperor. Ow. Okay. So this person, they have made a choice to stand in their confidence, to be quite honest with you. And like I said, there's a few of you, and I said this at the beginning of the reading, where they chose someone else. And that may have become more and more evident to you as the month goes on. And that could be why you're starting to feel the loss or go through the emotions that you're going through. And because they took action elsewhere, you know. But for others of you where that's not the case, or I don't want to say it's not the case. If that applies, this applies as well. If it doesn't apply, this applies as well. This person, either way, is looking to feel more confident, is looking for someone who's on the same page as them, is looking for commitment, and is looking for action, is looking for sex, is looking for, you know, like the whole package. And they may have restricted themselves, Scorpio, and because they felt like they could not keep your attention, or that for whatever reason they felt justified in it. And yet at the same time, they want some sort of communication here and attention, yet you're not giving it, or they're not giving it. So they may have looked elsewhere, you know, and they may be looking elsewhere. That could be a valid concern. For others of you, this person is coming around to the fact that, yeah, they want to be confident. Yes, they want to be on the same page. Yes, they want commitment, but they want it with you. They want action with you, and they fantasize about it. They may not be speaking to you about it, but they fantasize. They feel that they don't have a way to genuinely express themselves, though, and that you will not give them attention if they tried. So I don't see them acting on it, because I don't think that they think that it's possible, and maybe it's not possible, because some of you, like I said, you're in this space where it's done, emotionally not done yet, but you're getting there, but it's done, you know. But I feel like for most of you, this person isn't taking action because they're just kind of sitting back, and they'd rather fantasize or stay comfortable, or, you know, they don't want to put themselves in a place where they compromise their values either, right? So that's really interesting, Scorpio, because when I think about the mid-July reading, it was talking about everything was lining up for you. I felt that really, really strongly. And go back and check out that reading. And I saw most of you were on the self-love journey, which I saw at the beginning of this reading in the past energy. And you were raising your vibration as such that things were coming in that you've wanted, you know. But some of you, this person didn't come through, or there might have been something that threw you off since that reading, and you've kind of taken a step back a little bit. But I don't want to leave it on that note, Scorpio, because you're learning a lot, actually, about how you actually feel, and getting in touch with how you feel, and so what I guess what I'm trying to say is, if this feels like a downward slide for a few days or a few moments during this time frame, just let it be a day. Just let it be a moment. Don't get stuck there, okay? Because as a fixed sign, sometimes it could be really challenging to then pull yourself out of that emotion. And I know, because I'm a fixed sign and I have Scorpio in 4 different placements, so I've got a lot of fixed energy. A lot. So I get it, you know. So like, if you start to go into that downhill slide, let yourself go there. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then pull yourself back out of it the next day. Remind yourself how badass you are. Move forward. You learned something. Yeah. You know, and get back into that more fortunate mind frame of remembering how valuable you are as a person, you know, because I think that will really help you. This person over here, like I said, they, you know, both of you want attention, but you don't want to give attention. And as long as that continues, it'll continue. You know, or that's how this person feels, okay? This person is doing this back and forth between what they feel emotionally and what their mind tells them, but they're looking to move things forward either way. And either way, they're not going to do anything that would impede their confidence, values, whatever. They're looking for a like mind, all right? So that's what I have for you. Zodiac signs you could be dealing with during this time frame. And keep in mind, it's a general reading, so it could be any zodiac sign. But I have Leo here, and I have Aries, I have Sagittarius, Taurus again, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Be doing with another Scorpio, Pisces, again, lots of air energy, which I've already said, and fire, like I said. So those are the predominant zodiac signs I have, but keep in mind it could be any zodiac sign because it's a general reading, guys. If it resonated, it resonated. Do let me know, though, in the comments down below. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. I am wishing you guys the very, very best. I hope you have a beautiful 2 weeks ahead. And also, do check me out on Facebook and Instagram, linked below. I do go live on Facebook every week, so you can catch me there. And also, if you like my style, you can get your own on my sister's online shop. This dress is from there. It's also linked below. Wishing you the best. Till next time, my friends. Namaste. Bye.